Hello everybody, welcome to my channel again, and today we're going to be working on this project. It's an Easter treat box. I think it's a really nice size to put in jelly beans or any other type of candy. You can fit at least 3 of those kid size candy packages in here. You could fit just about anything in here that kids will enjoy for Easter. So let's get started. First of all, in the previous project, I worked on these dinner table name holder cards, and I cut out these dies that were in here, and what I went ahead and did with them today is I used the Simon Says stamp, My Kind of Peep stamp, and I use these little faces to go ahead and stamp that on there. And I use the Crumb Cake Stampin' Up! Ink. So I've already done that. So I'm going to place that to the side. The next step that we need to do is start working on the box. And what I'm using is craft paper from Joann's. It's not really thick cardstock or anything. It's probably about 60 to 65 pounds, but I like the fact that it's not that thick because I think it works really well for these bag-like boxes treat boxes that we're making today. So let's trim that down. What we're going to do is trim down this paper to put it in portrait mode, and we are going to cut this we're going to put it in landscape mode, we're going to cut it at 5.5. We're also going to cut a piece of a paper at 3 by 2.5. So that was 2.5, and now we need it at 3. Cut it at 3. All right. Next step we're going to do is this is going to actually be our little flap here that comes down. So I want to die cut this decorative die on it, decorative edge on it, And what we're going to use is this Pretty Pink Posh Stitch Duo Die 2 in order to achieve that. Okay, I don't want to, I want to just cut I just want to put in the decorative edge. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to place this, feed this through like this, and then line it up here. And then this is going to go over it because I don't want it to accidentally get any marks or get cut. And all we're going to do is when we pass it through the Cuddle Bug is we just want this part to go through, and then we can bring it back and we'll be done. And here you go. Here's our decorative edge. Okay, so the next step is we're going to cut this shape out. And what I'm using for that is I'm using the Spellbinders Labels 42, and it's the second die from smallest. One of the smaller dies, it's the second one. So we're going to go ahead and pass that through the Cuddle Bug. Honestly, I give it at least like 4 passes, and sometimes it doesn't work, like in this case. And sometimes you need to put like a piece of cardstock, at least with my Cuddle Bug. It's like hit and miss sometimes, and it depends on what angle you use and so forth. And then what I do is I use this tool to poke the little pieces out. And I'm not going to do that right now. I already have one ready. So we're just going to put that to the side. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to score our paper. We're going to take this first, and on the opposite side of where we did our decorative die cut, we're going to score it at half an inch. Okay, put that to the side. We're going to take our paper and put it in landscape mode again, and we're going to start at 2.5, 4, 6.5, and 8. Then we're going to turn that around, and we'll do 4, and that's it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold all our lines here that we made. And if you have a phone folder, this would be a great time to use it. I didn't bring it along with me, so I'm not going to use it, but normally I would use that. Okay, so what we're going to start doing is cutting these lines, and what you want to do is this really tiny one down here, and you want to cut that off. I cut this normally at an angle, it just makes it easier to put the entire box together. And then what you want to do next is cut on these lines down here, cut them as straight as possible. Okay. Next thing is we want to determine what the front of the box is going to be. In this case, because the seam is on this side, my front of the box is going to be here, which means that this is going to be the back of the box, and that's where I'm going to glue my tab. Okay. I like to use tacky glue for these types of projects because these projects are going to be kids for kids, and so for 2 reasons. I don't want to use an expensive acid-free glue because they're more than likely not going to be projects that the kids are going to save and so forth. And then the reason number 2 is because I like the fact that tacky glue holds. Yes, you have to hold it for a little bit while it dries, and I understand that some people may not like that aspect of it, but once the glue dries, once it holds, it grabs, and it's there. It's not going to come apart on you, and so that's really important to me, and that's why I use it. The next thing is we're going to start assembling the top part. And I am using pattern paper from the same kit of the February release, which is really the March kit from Stampin' Up, and that's where I got this pattern paper from. And this is a 2x2 square, and I'm just going to center that on the tab. Okay, then this piece is going to be next. I like the fact that the tacky glue gives you a little bit of time to move things around. That's another thing I like about it. Here's my peep, and I'm just going to go ahead and put on a little foam square and center that on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do in order to close my box, I cut one of my foam squares in 4s, and I'm just gonna put that on there, and that'll work. That'll keep it shut. And the nice thing about it, if I really wanted to save these flat like this, and then once Easter rolls around, I can go ahead and assemble them and fill them up. But I could store them flat for now, and that makes it really nice. But so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna assemble it, fold these 2 in, and since this is the front part, that's the part that we're going to put glue on down here. That'll just make it look a lot nicer from the front. Okay. Okay. Now, when we close it, we want to hold these and squeeze them shut. Okay. And then we would remove this part here, and then that would keep our bag shut. This part can be, you can do this and it looks a lot nicer if you do that. If you run your fingers down and smooth it out. And so that's our box. I hope you'll give this treat box a try. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the little sentiment. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, this is just a 1/2 inch. Cut about 1/2 inch, and again, that's the same Stampin' Up! Cardstock that I got in the kit. And I'm going to be using the Crumb Cake ink again. And this just says Happy Easter. Thought that was really cute. Okay. And so I'm using these scissors here, and what's funny is I've had these scissors were probably one of the very first scrapbooking items I bought, and I still love to use them because they're so easy to use. I don't have to get any other type of equipment out. I just get my scissors and cut. So for something small like this, it really just makes it easy. Okay, so this sentiment is just going to go on the bottom right hand corner. And so when it closes, it's going to look like this. Okay. This, by the way, the dimensions I gave you are a little bit different than this box. Everything's the same, but instead of this box is 3.5 tall, and this one's 4 inches tall. So I really like this size better. I feel that a lot of more things can fit into it, and what's nice about it is that you won't have any cardstock left for from the craft paper. You can get 2 of these boxes per 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So have fun. I hope you give this a try, and have a happy Easter. Bye.